Parents booked my Airbnb so they can throw their kids a safe party. But of course, none of them are 21. Booking comes in pretty standard. Now they are somewhat nearby. They're about 30 minutes away. And they're like, hey, do you have enough room for a couple vehicles to spend the night? I'm like, sure, this house accommodates 12 people. So like, it's pretty common where I have 3 or 4. And I was like, how many do you anticipate? Usually like 5 is kind of the limit, just based off the size of the lot and driveway. And they're like, oh, we might have 6 or 7. I was like, all right, that should work. But like, just, no more than that. That might be tricky to, have people still be able to drive by. So it is, whatever. And then the couple last days I was getting, it was this weekend, these weird messages. I'm like, random questions. Oh, where's the camera? It says it in the listing. It's only outside facing the driveway. There'd be like enough towels, enough like toilet paper, things like that. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're going to have some more people. And then they're asking me, how long is the motion sensor on the camera? Not all cameras work this way, but mine happens to. When motion is triggered for a certain amount of time, it records and eventually it will turn off. Honestly, I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but sometimes if you're too quick or not too fast, whatever it may be, you can, bypass it. I don't know if like people are going to run around back while it's getting distracted. I don't know. So then check-in day comes in today. They get out of the car and they're like mapping out, like pointing stuff. Mind you, one person is bringing a bunch of handles of alcohol and a keg. Like, whoop, whoop, whoop. But the prior people in front of them were like clearly trying to block it from the camera. And then 2 kids show up that were probably in high school, college, I don't know. And they're like also like helping, working with the parents, like unload some stuff and like mapping out different areas. And one of these kids so kindly covered the camera. That's when I noticed it, because this is when I got the alarm. Then I went back and reviewed everything else and saw that. Basically, I get a notification. It's like something's been obstructing the camera for over 10 minutes. I open the app and I see it. Then I play it backwards, start from the beginning, and I saw this. I reach out. I was like, look, can you unblock the camera? They reached out and they're like, no, like we can't do that because like some of these kids aren't 21. I was like, whoa, what? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, we're having a party for, all the high school seniors to basically like, a safe environment. All the parents are going to be there. Like, don't worry. I was like, don't worry. You just let me know you're doing something that's not allowed. 1 party, 2 underage drinking, like huge red flag, huge liability for me. I was like, hey, you guys got to go. They were not adamant. They were like, hey, no, like this is okay. This is okay. This is why we booked it. I was just like, hey, I don't think Airbnb would say the same thing. I still started a case on the side. We eventually convinced them to get out of there, which did require me giving them a lot of a refund. Good news, I already got it mainly booked starting tomorrow night. So like, I don't care about losing money. I'd rather not have a huge liability. I was like, why don't you just have it at one of your house? And there's not as safe as an environment. I was like, all right, boom, you're not staying at my house. Like, this is not happening. It's crazy. They just want to shift all the liability. Like they're still there. They're still liable for a lot of it. But like their safety, they're trying to shift onto me. That just doesn't fly. And I'm making sure to leave that in the review. Unfortunately, it's just one parent that booked it. There's tons of other parents that were on board with this idea, which is even crazier. I don't know. What do you guys think? There was a 0% chance even the guy that booked it was sleeping in that house all by himself after all that.